there everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, there's a link in the description box to alwaysastrology.com. That way you can learn your whole birth chart and look at your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week, as well as your Sun sign reading today. This is for the week of July 11th to July 18th. And as promised, I am going to switch it up a little bit today. We'll be doing a 5-card spread using the Medicine Card Tarot, and then drawing additional message cards from each of the Wisdom of the Oracle deck and Healing with the Angels Tarot. So I hope that you enjoy this and that it keeps it a bit fresh for you, but let me know if you prefer one deck over the other, if you'd rather see that, or if you enjoy me doing 3 cards sometimes and 5 cards sometimes. So this is a general reading, so whatever is most prominent in your life, Aries, I'll encourage you to apply these messages to. And I am going to stick to the same question I asked last week, however, and that is, what does your sign need to know for the week? So instead of just asking for general messages for your sign, I'm just going to be asking, what does your sign need to know? And hopefully that'll help bring to light some solutions or options that you hadn't considered before. So that's the goal of this reading today. So Aries, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Gaia bless this reading for Aries. So what do our dear Aries need to know? What does Aries need to know? Feels like a big question for all signs, doesn't it? Instead of just asking generally, what does Aries need to know? What is available to Aries that Aries isn't aware of? And what are some options Aries has? Okay, so that is a chunk of cards. We're going to keep shuffling until we get ideally one jumper card at a time. If 2 are stuck together and they jump, I'll take them. But we're looking for one jumper card each. What does Aries need to know? And Aries, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that if I don't get any jumper cards within about a minute of shuffling, I will split the deck and draw from the deck that way. So I'll shuffle for, I don't know, I guess another 30 seconds here. That's another pile. And yeah, if we don't get any jumpers, we will pull from the center of the deck. So what does Aries need to know? All right, this is an action card actually, the antelope. Its keyword is action. So let's see what that's pertaining to. This is a central position, it's a central theme in the spread. But like I said, because we're looking at a 3-card spread, 5-card spread rather, we'll be doing what you're just coming out of, what you can expect to get into, what's working for you and what's working against you, or what you can improve upon. And as I promised, we're getting into 4 minutes without the entire card spread here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so no jumpers. So I am going to split the deck, Aries, just in the interest of time. All right, and because we have a larger spread today, I won't be using the bottom of the deck for energy. We will be looking at a central issue, like I said, what's working for you, what could be working against you or that you're not aware of right now, and what you're just coming out of and can expect to get into. So some of the major themes here with regard to terminology, Aries. I'll just move these a little bit so you can see them a tiny bit better. And I will be holding these up to the camera for you in just 1 second. So we have action. The buffalo is prayer and abundance. The skunk is reputation. The mouse is scrutiny. And the rabbit is fear. Okay, so just let me eyeball this for 1 second in terms of overall theme, in terms of what do you need to know. So action will be taken this week, or action is encouraged this week, regardless of what people may think of you as an outcome, because you are well aware that you're doing the right thing for you. And I think this is a little bit of a hurdle that you've gotten over, Aries, um, in terms of not necessarily pleasing everybody, but making sure that everyone is pleased with you, right? Even if you have to make up for it, type thing. But I think for the first time in a long time, or maybe even ever, you are in such a place, you are in such a wellness, overarching personal wellness here, Aries, that any action that you do take will not undo a well-deserved or maintained reputation, although that may be considered to be upset, and it might even be good. Maybe you had a reputation, for example, for being too something or not enough something, and through your own development, you've switched that around so that your reputation doesn't precede you any longer, Aries, which is kind of an interesting way to go about taking action in the world now, because people may not know what to expect from you, which is kind of exciting. So I consider this really exciting here. Again, the key words around buffalo, antelope, and skunk are prayer and abundance, action, and reputation. It's interesting what people imagine they can get from us in terms of what they can expect reputationally. And when they don't get it, you're still in a place of power, and they can be kind of like, you know, left going, I don't, what do I do with this? So if that's what's coming back at you this week, Aries, and there's a projection of, I don't know what to do with this, just know that it has nothing to do with you. You're fine. You come from a place of wellness. This other person has to take stock of who you've become or how you've changed. And with the outside influence, or something you may be aware of or not aware of, here with the Mouse card, we have scrutiny. This obviously, this could work against you or for you depending on how this is used. And I consider this actually a pretty similar, believe it or not, to the Power card in the, this deck here, the Healing with the Angels Tarot, just because power, as we all know, it can be used or abused, right? And you can scrutinize to your benefit, or you can get wrapped up in it. So I think this is mostly just something to be aware of here, Aries, in terms of what do you need to know. I don't think scrutiny necessarily is a bad thing, or is going to impose negatively in your life, but just watch that it's not the only thing that you're doing, and make sure there's a balance here between an overall. So the opposite card in this deck to the Mouse, for example, it would be the Eagle, and it's spirit, and it takes stock of everything, right? It circles from higher levels. So just make sure that there's a balance here. And then with the Rabbit, its keyword is fear. And listen, and I'll explain this no matter what zodiac sign this is, particularly if it's something that you may not be familiar with or that you may not want to be aware of. And that is that courage is necessary this week. And I always read it this way, unless there's something big that's going on outside of this. But in terms of having your footing, knowing the action is to be taken, reputation not preceding you anymore, which is kind of cool. It's going to amount to a level of freedom for you. Scrutinizing, but not over scrutinizing, making sure you have a balance here between the overall view and the nitty gritty. Sort of, I guess another way to look at this is macro, micro viewing at larger pictures for yourself, and then proceeding with courage as opposed to fear. It's interesting. I mean, we can have fear in any of our spreads, but really all that it brings up is an opportunity to be courageous. So I'm just going to lift these up one by one so you get a view of how not only beautiful these cards are, but hopefully there could be imagery in the cards that speaks to you that I'm not looking at, or isn't, say, appealing to me, but could be speaking to you on a deeper level. So again, with the antelope is action. Excuse me, the buffalo is prayer and abundance. You can see kind of how stoic and stern, but how steady the buffalo is. It's just remarkable, the artwork in these cards. The skunk here is it's just a lovely little critter, and they're actually really family orientated here. So this could have something particularly having to do within the family, Aries. Not necessarily, but it could very well be. And again, with the mouse, certainly another way to view this is that the mouse feels very small and is doing a lot of small, scrutinizing small things versus larger things. So like I said, it's important here to create balance. And then with the rabbit, I just love the artwork here. I mean, rabbits can be considered shy too, and they're tameable only after there's trust. So this could be, if there's not a fear issue, there could be a trust issue here, but ultimately it speaks to an element of courage. This is your opportunity to infuse courage into the situation, Aries. So as promised, let's draw a card each from the other decks for any additional messages to the main spread today. What does Aries need to know? How can we expand on this central theme spread for Aries? All right, Aries, let's give it 3 more shuffles. If we have no jumpers, we will draw from the center of the deck. All right. Wow. Okay, so your central, the center card rather from this deck to help illuminate this main spread is the card New Life. And what did I just say here at the beginning? That any action this week is going to usurp a long-standing reputation of yours that you might be really happy to get rid of, and this might amount to feeling like a new life for you. So congratulations if that's what's going on. I really feel like it's well-deserved and hard-earned. I feel like you've done the prayer and abundance work for yourself, and this doesn't come overnight either. And I'm not being facetious when I say it is hard work. It really is. It's a lot of effort. So if that's what's going on, you may feel like a new life is available to you, or that you are entering one, or even a new phase, right? A new phase in our lives. So this is really beautiful. If this is what's going on for you, it's well deserved. You earned this, and I really think that this is going to feel comfortable as soon as you're able to get into it. It might feel so new that there are some old habits that need to be addressed, or that you will work into or out of over time. But this situation, or this environment here, is going to feel like this when you first began the prayer and abundance for yourself, Aries. So really give yourself a lot of credit and trust that you have what it takes to move through this new area of your life with success as well. So we're just going to draw another card here just to top the whole thing off. So we're just looking at what Aries needs to know with relation to this spread today. All right, so let's do 3 more shuffles, and if we don't get a jumper, we're going to do middle of the deck. All right, let's take it from there. Wow, okay, Aries. So in terms of the fear card, with regard to the opportunity for courage here, it could mean that you could benefit from taking a small retreat from the situation. I don't think it's going to have to be week long, but certainly take a little break from it. Or on the other hand, you could be retreating from this over scrutiny. Okay, but either way, if something at all feels heavy this week, or that you need to recharge your batteries, so to speak, Aries, I think this is really important for you to do in order for you to continue on this path of taking action that is about evolving the self for you. But I don't think you'll have to spend a great deal of time here. I think it's just about getting your bearings and maybe, breathing and slowing down a little bit. And it could even be about integrating into this new life for yourself as well. But just remember to give yourself a break, be gentle with yourself, look at larger macro versus micro issues equally this week. Be proud of yourself for the work done. Don't be afraid to step ahead into the action you deem worthy of yourself. And have a sense of humor when other people don't know how to react to you. Remember, this is their stuff, not your stuff, okay? So Aries, that concludes your reading for the week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I love doing 5-card spreads with different decks here. So I enjoyed this, but if you have a second, let me know how you feel about it and how it works out for you this week. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe. I upload videos for your sign every week. So until next time, take good care, and I will see you then. Bye for now.